The mystery began as a woman named Mary Morstan came to Sherlock asking for his help to solve a peculiar case. She explained that her father was the captain of a regiment in India. He came back to England nearly 10 years ago on a leave of absence, and shortly after, he went missing. 6 years ago, Mary began receiving packages in the mail every year on the same day. Each package contained a pearl. Now Mary has an even stranger dilemma. She has received a letter asking for her to meet with a gentleman in the theater. The letter mentioned that if she was frightened, she was allowed to bring 2 friends. She requested the company of Sherlock and Watson. From the theater, they were taken to the house of Thaddeus Sholto. Thaddeus explained that his dying father tried to tell him about the treasure that he had brought back from India. His father, Major Sholto, had not given Captain Morstan his rightful share of the treasure. Major Sholto and Captain Morstan had an argument, and Morstan died of a heart attack during the feud. Major Sholto was afraid of being suspected of murder, so he disposed of the body. On his deathbed, Major Sholto told Thaddeus to give Mary Morstan her rightful share of the treasure. Right before he died, however, they saw a bearded man peering through the window. Major Sholto died before he could tell Thaddeus the location of the treasure. Thaddeus only had a string of pearls, which was separated from the rest of the treasure. So he began sending a pearl each year to Mary. Thaddeus' twin brother, Bartholomew Sholto, found the treasure in the attic. Thaddeus sent the letter to Mary Morstan in order to give her what was rightfully hers. Thaddeus, Mary, Sherlock, and Watson all went to the house of Bartholomew. Bartholomew was found dead, with a poisonous thorn in his neck. On his desk was a paper with the words, "The Sign of the Four." Sherlock also found a very small footprint, and the footprints of a man with a peg leg. The treasure had been stolen. Watson fetched Toby, the search dog, and Sherlock began his pursuit. Toby followed a scent to the docks. At the docks, Sherlock questioned a woman who told Sherlock that her husband left with a man who had a wooden leg. Her husband owned the boat named the Aurora. Sherlock made several deductions which led him to the boat, the Aurora. With the help of the police, Sherlock pursued the Aurora by boat. Tonga, a short black native man from the Andamans, was shot by the police, and Jonathan Small was captured. Jonathan had a wooden leg. Jonathan Small was later interviewed, and he told his side of the story. Jonathan Small was stationed at Fort Agra in India. He and 2 men from India were guarding one of the fort's entrances. The 2 men attacked Small. They told him that if he helped them, he would get 1/4 of a rich man's treasure, the 4th man being the traveling companion of the man carrying the treasure. Small agreed, and they took an oath and called it the Sign of the Four. When the man carrying the treasure entered the fort, the 4 of them killed him. They hid the body and the treasure close by. The death, however, was discovered. Jonathan Small and 3 other men were taken to prison. While in prison in the Andamans, Jonathan Small met Major Sholto and Captain Morstan. Small offered a share of the treasure if they would help him and his 3 friends escape. Major Sholto followed a map to the treasure, but instead of returning to the Andamans, he returned to England with the treasure. Jonathan Small made it his mission to seek revenge on Major Sholto and get back his treasure. With the help of Tonga, he escaped from prison. He tracked down the location of the treasure, and Tonga killed Bartholomew Sholto with a poisonous thorn. When Small realized that he would be captured by the police, he threw the treasure overboard so that no one else would ever have it.